Hi, and welcome to the Art of Spiritual Sleep. My name is Wendy Rosenthal, and I am your co-host with Kabbalistic sleep and dream expert Mordechay Balas. Hi, Mordechay. It's so great to see you.
Hello. How are you, Wendy?
I'm fantastic. I love seeing your smiling face. Thank you for being here today.
Well, first of all, thank you for being there today, and I'm well rested, ready to rock, and ready to reveal the light that is waiting to be revealed.
Awesome. For those of you who might be first-time listeners, each and every week, Mordechay takes us on a journey that explores the world of sleep and dreams from the point of view of Kabbalah and the great Kabbalists who have lived over the last thousands of years, revealing secrets that really can help us better our sleep and better our dreams, providing us with more clarity in our awakened day. And Mordechay has this incredible mission to really help each and every person, all 7 billion of us, because each one of us sleeps and we don't even tap into the smallest bit of what we can. Most of
7
us,
billion and one. One more baby was born.
and one more baby was born. Okay. But each one of us has the ability to really tap into and use our sleep and our dreams to elevate ourselves during our day. And we want to make sure that everybody in the world has the opportunity to do that. And that is why we are here talking about all of these different types of tools and practices that you can use to better your sleep and dreams. Before we get started on today's episode, which is called The Levels of Our Dreams, I want to remind everybody that you want to stick around till the end of the episode because Mordechay always offers 2 great features. The first is a language of dreams and the sleep symbol of the week. So you have the opportunity to interpret your dreams as you have them. And secondly is something to sleep on, because we don't want you to get away without having some tips or tools that can actually take you one step closer to achieving better dreams and sleep. So please stick around. Okay, so, we all know we have dreams, and maybe some of us know, Mordechay, that there's dreams
Yes.
versus nightmares, but you're telling us there's more levels of dreams than just a couple,
Yes.
right?
Well, there are 3 core levels, but we're going to explore in the next sessions the 5 levels because we want to expand a little bit more, even though the Kabbalists mainly talk about 3 main ones, but we want to expand a little bit more, just to keep in mind that you deserve to sleep better.
Yeah.
Like Wendy was saying, right, that this is my mission. Yes, because I want to repeat this as I shared in the past, that we, third of our lives, almost third of our lives, is sleep. And we can get so much more out of our sleep. And the episode today, the session today, is really going to help us. It's going to support us in the future when it comes to dream interpretation. Because when we approach the dream, one of the main things that we do in the dream interpretation is we have to categorize the dream. What kind of dream is it? And according to this, we move forward. So this is one of our main filtering system. So when I hear, let's say someone had a dream, Wendy had a dream, one of the very first things that I do is I make the effort to find what category does this dream belong to. And according to this, I can give the interpretation.
Mordechay, let's stop for just a quick second, because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, maybe we have some new listeners that might benefit from a quick overview. Again, over the last several weeks, we've talked a lot about sleep, interestingly, because sleep is the vehicle that allows us to tap into our dreams. But we haven't really gone that deeply into, what are dreams, why do we even have them? And, just maybe quickly, just to refresh everybody's memory of, why dream at all? Why do we need it?
Right. So going back to the very first episode that we had in the first season, we can now say the dreams are a method that through this method, it's a conduit, it's a channel that our soul is receiving communication from the metaphysical reality, from the upper worlds, from the force of creation, to guide us in our journey, as the dreams are actually coming from the source, from the force of the creation, from the light force of the creator, through the angel Gabriel, which we spoke about last time, and through Gabriel it comes to our soul, and our soul brings it to us. If we learn how to use our dreams properly, we can achieve greater elevation, we can achieve greater connection to our purpose, we can be more guided. How many people would like to be more guided in everything that they're doing, right? Thanks to the two of us, right? It's really everything, everything. Clarity and solving problems and going to your next spiritual level as you're going to sleep, using your dreams. Prophecy, being able to see the future, sending messages, receiving messages. So it all comes to this. And at the same time, there are certain categories. I'm just giving a promotion for the future episodes. There are certain categories that those things that I mentioned, those benefits, are either less powerful, less strong, or very strong. So the category actually determines how much you can extract from those specific dreams that you're having. So the benefits are not for all the 5 levels of dreams. They are in each level, in each category, they are actually expressing themselves in a stronger way or in a weaker way.
I just think it's quite amazing. Like, sorry, I'm going to get a little philosophical about it, but we come into this world and it's like we think we don't necessarily have that connection with whatever you want to call the creator, a bigger, like a greater power, the universe, however you describe it. But just built into our dreams, what I'm hearing you say, built into the dreams, like we come into this world with a mechanism through which we can have an actual like connection, right? Just
Yeah.
through our dreams are that little like package of here's the connection.
It's
Quite
like
amazing,
the way I
right?
like to look at it is like, imagine, certain, like the phone comes with different apps that are built in.
Right, exactly.
And this is a built-in app. It's there. Many people don't scroll to see, oh, I didn't know that I have this app, right? They don't even scroll to discover it, not to mention like to press it or play with it. But this is really the realm of unlimited, I would say limitless possibilities.
I love that
So,
analogy.
yeah. So one of my students once told me that one of the things he loves about studying with me is that I teach through metaphors. And the founder of the Kabbalah Center, Rav Ashlag, actually says that that's one of the greatest ways to learn, because usually we have the defense mechanism of our egos, our belief system, the belief system that don't necessarily serve us in the best way. And when we hear a story, a metaphor, it's easier for us to bypass the guards. So,
well, I really love that. I love that metaphor because it's so true, and so many of us, we dream every night. Some of us know it, some of us don't. Some of us have more clear dreams, some don't. But the fact of the matter is that it's a factory setting. We all get it.
Right. Now, usually, there are 2 main things that we look into when we come to the dream interpretation that can actually tell us to which category does the dream belong. I'm just giving it right now for the future, so when we discover the categories, you will be able to filter. You'll be able, by yourself, you'll be empowered, oh, this is probably belonging to this category because of these 2 criteria. So number 1, you might want to write it down, or maybe when you listen to it again, you can write it down. Number 1 is, how eventful was the dream, right? So meaning, like, was it like simple scenarios or a lot of details? I was at the party and then boom, we moved to the boat, and then I found myself In another scenario, too many scenarios, that's one category versus like one simple scenario, right? A lot of changes versus like one thing that is the theme of the dream. And number two is how clear was the message? How clear, how direct was the message? Was it a clear vision, a voice that gave you an instruction, a message? Or was it symbols, like a riddle that we need to decipher? So these two things, how many scenarios, how eventful was it? A lot of details are very basic, very simple. And the second thing, how clear was the message? And I can already tell you right now that the less eventful and the more clear, the more direct one, the higher the category. The more eventful, the more complex, the lower the category.
Okay, so you can apply that. So that's like your first like criteria that'll give you an idea. Not necessarily that it's bad or good, or the dream wasn't as, it still has meaning, right? But it's just that first level of, okay,
Right.
gives
So
us
all
an idea
dreams,
of
yeah,
where we're going to be on the scale.
I don't want to give a bad PR to the dreams, right? All dreams have a meaning. Actually, the Zohar says in the section of Pinchas, in the article which is relatively well known about the internal organs, it says over there that all dreams have meaning.
Okay.
Whether it's like some have truth, some have lies, some have more truth, some have less truth, but they all have a meaning. And that's what we do also in the Kabbalistic dream interpretation. We almost, let's say rarely, we dismiss the dream completely. And yeah.
Just a quick note for, again, our first-time listeners, the Zohar is the foundational book of Kabbalistic wisdom. Just I wanted to plug that in for those who don't know.
Thank you for that.
No worry. Okay, so it's great. So every dream has a meaning, but more or less depending on the level which we're going to learn, and then within each level, the kind of the criteria around the amount of activity and how clear the communication feels, how straightforward it feels, right?
Right. Okay. And we also want to touch another aspect, which is if the dream seemed to you negative, or did it seem to you positive? And this is, we mentioned it in the past, that many times a symbol that seems to us very positive might turn to be actually, because there is an opposite correlation between the physical reality and the metaphysical reality. So what you see, this is what we mentioned in the past, what you see as positive in a dream might not be positive. It might be actually a warning sign or something that is like negative, challenging. And what seems to be challenging and seems to be negative, let's say we gave the example of a snake. How many people would love to see a snake in their reality? Not many. I'm not one of those that would like to see a snake in the reality. And at the same time, it's a positive sign in the dream. Right. It means it's connected to money and prosperity that is coming. And if the snake was biting you, you're going to get double the money. So having said that, it's really, really important that while we say that every dream has a meaning, to one degree or another, it has some truth. The Zohar, the main text of Kabbalah, in the section of Miketz, says that King David was only positive, he was righteous soul, had only negative dreams. All of the 70 years of his life, only negative dreams. And on the other hand, another individual known as Achitophel, who was known to be a negative person, had only positive dreams. So where does that put us? I mean, I believe that probably most of us are not King David, and most of us are not also Achitophel. We're good people. We're trying to be the better version of ourselves. We're making the effort to grow, to change, to transform. So where does it put us in the middle? So you can see that the majority of us don't have just negative dreams or don't have just positive dreams, which is another discussion. If we remember our dreams, it's a whole thing by itself. But why did King David had so many negative dreams? All of them. Because the force of the creation loved King David so much that, when you really love someone and you want the best for them, so you make sure that every little turn they take, you want to be there to guide them. So the force of creation knew that for King David, this is getting his attention, those dreams. If he would get like a nice, fluffy dream, not sure that it will create the same effect. So because of the love of the force of the creation to King David, and we might perceive it as, let's say, tough love, but that was exactly what King David needed to be guided. I can share with you that last week I had a very strong dream with my teacher Karen, who left the physical world this year, and Karen was giving me the business like, I don't remember for years Karen doing it to me like this, which Karen is always an energy of mercy and sharing. And once in a blue moon, like I remember 2008, I got this kind of treatment. The rest, you just feel the confrontation in a form of love. You feel like you need to change because of the love. But that thing, that dream, and those kind of dreams, they're not necessarily bad. Like sometimes you get, like I got the business for my teacher, so I will look inside, I will work on my ego, I will transform something. I could see through the dream, what do I need to change? So sometimes those kind of dreams, they come in us to warn us from something. Maybe it's better to have a dream like this rather than having it in reality, which is harsher.
Well, I think what I think is very fascinating is the fact that, in life, not everything that feels negative or looks negative is actually negative. How often do we talk about the fact that, something happens to us and only maybe 5 years later you go, oh my gosh, thank God that happened to me, even though it didn't feel good. So it feels like it should be normal that maybe not every
And
negative
by the
dream
way,
is negative.
we live in times that it's no longer 5 years that you need to wait.
Right.
It can be even in the same day that you already, oh my God, thank God that I didn't get to do this, that I didn't get to meet this client, that this business deal didn't go exactly how I wanted it to go. Or that this medical treatment was not approved by the insurance. You know why? Because there's something better waiting for the individual. There's so many things. And one thing is for sure, that's what certainty is about, that the force of the creation is navigating the show. It's funny because I had a meeting yesterday about someone who was worried about someone they're dating and also like worried about a certain position. So I asked the individual, wait a second, let's pause for a moment. Who's running the show? Who's running the show? It's the force of the creation that is running the show. So that's number one. And number two, because the force of the creation loves us so much, we are his children. Our souls are the children of the force of the creation, of the creator. So he wants the best for us. So certainty is not, I know that this is going, I know I'm going to make a lot of money. I know I'm going to be healthy. I know I'm going to be with my soulmate. No. Certainty means I know the force of creation. I know the creator is running the show. And I know that everything that happens is for the best for me. And when you are aligning yourself with this consciousness, everything opens up.
Right.
You
So
you are in the zone.
you're in the zone, and I think it's amazing that we can use that in both our that understanding in both understanding our dreams and connecting to that force, and also in our daily life. It mirrors it, and I think it's a great reminder that, if you're thinking about your dreams and you're thinking about, oh my gosh, I had a nightmare, but that nightmare could turn out to be something, or something negative in it, maybe not a nightmare, but something negative in it happens, that in just like in life, wait, see, let's see, take a moment, and
Right. I
look
mean,
at the
I
bigger
mean, think
picture of
about
it.
it, right? How many of us enjoy, raise your hand if you enjoy constructive feedback,
I do,
right? Like if
actually.
you do,
If it's
okay.
constructive, if it's not mean, I
Yeah,
like
but
feedback, but I have
I'm,
a
yeah,
I'm an
obviously,
Aries.
yes, you're one of a kind, Wendy. Really, I mean, when someone starts like the line saying, we need to talk,
Yeah.
and especially if they have like a position of power in your life, let's say your boss or someone that you really take seriously their opinion, we need to talk about, let's say, I send you a text. I don't know if I'm in a position of power. Let's say I send you a text, we really need to talk about the previous episode. It's like, how many of us like, yeah, I'm excited to hear, and yes, spiritually speaking, it's good to humiliate the ego and to listen to the constructive feedback. The point that I'm making here is that those kind of dreams, even though they might seem negative, this can be such a great gift. You got it in the form of a dream, which is more condensed. It's more like a laser beam straight to the target without all the layers, because when you right now get constructive feedback from someone, they need to bypass your ego and
Right.
your belief systems and your defensive mechanism. When you're asleep, there are no defensive mechanism. There's no ego there. It's the soul purely receiving what might have been, maybe would have taken a year to get the same level of condensed energy. The Kabbalists teach that if you get a humiliating situation and you don't take it to you, that you're offended, you don't take it personally, you direct it to your ego. This is a medicine for my ego. The Kabbalists say the cleansing power of one humiliation equals 1 year of fasting, the spiritual energy of fasting. So if this is one humiliation, someone said something about you in front of different people, many, many people, like I remember once Michael Berg told me, you want Karen, your teacher, to enter the room and say, Mordechay is a zero. Don't listen to him. And nothing that he says is reliable. You want Karen to say something like this because the benefits, the spiritual benefits, the cleansing that you're going to experience, far greater than anything else that you would do. So imagine, this is in physical reality. Imagine when it happens to you in a dream. Wow. Like the level of cleansing that your soul is going through is beautiful. And then you just need to reap what you sow, reap the fruits that you got as a result of this cleansing. No one likes a detox,
No.
but we like the benefits of the
Exactly.
detox.
Exactly. All right. So just to kind of quickly recap, because we need to move on. Basically, what you're saying is that we have different levels of our soul. We have different levels of our dreams
Also true.
and the souls, but that's a whole nother show. We have the criteria that helps us sift through, at least initially, what level you might be at, and that we really need to connect to the fact that just because you have what seems like a negative dream may not be so much negative. It could be positive and vice versa, as well as that those negative dreams are really a very pointed quick way of waking us up and cleansing some of the things that we need to cleanse in our life. So it's
Right. So
quite
it can be a
powerful.
greatest gift. It can be cleansing. It can be a warning message. It can be showing you what you need to work on. And as we said about the positive dream, the fact that you have a positive dream doesn't mean that, oh my God, you're already an angel. You did your work. Here are the wings. You know, you can just for you to feel good about yourself. There is not one dream that the purpose is just to make you feel good about yourself.
Okay.
It's always for the sake of inspiring you to go to your next level. Whether it's perceived as negative or positive, it almost doesn't matter
Okay.
because the direction is growth.
Okay. So what we want to make sure that you know is that for the next few weeks, we're going to be going through each individual level of the dreams in much more detail. So we want to make sure that you join us so that you can learn about each level in more detail. And we'll look forward to that. So now, Mordechay, let's talk the language of dreams and tell me about the sleep symbol this week.
So just reminding you, we're learning every week about another symbol so we can empower ourselves to learn the language of dreams, to learn the core symbols. So we will be able to interpret our own dreams in many, many cases. And the symbol of today is one of my favorites, elephants.
Yeah, you should have heard
When you see an
Mordecai's reaction when
elephant,
he was like, "Yay,
yes,
elephants!"
yeah, baby elephants, big elephants, right? So it's really a cute animal. So, so elephants, in Hebrew, it's called pil. That's an elephant, or pilim, and it's also the same letters, the same. I don't know if abbreviation is the right, but it's there's a version of it of one of the names for miracles is called Pele. So in Hebrew, pil is elephant, and Pele is
Miracle.
a miracle. So when you see an elephant in a dream, it means a miracle. If it's a small elephant, it's a small miracle. If it's a big elephant, it's a big miracle. If it's more than one, the Creator wants to bring to you, the force of the creation wants to bring to you those miracles. And this is what you need to do. So it also depends on what you did with the elephant. You fed them, you were riding on the, if you ride on an elephant, whew, you know, it's really like you're going on the path to greatness.
Amazing. Wow.
Going on the path to greatness. And whatever happens with the elephant in the dream is related to your connection to that miracle. And according to the time of the dream, when we do the dream interpretation session, we can actually tell you how long is it going to take for the dream to manifest.
Amazing. All right. Well, here's hoping to everybody that you see many elephants in your dreams. And now for something to sleep on.
So we want to give you another paragraph from the Zohar. This is from the Zohar section of Miketz, right? The Zohar, the main text of Kabbalah, paragraph 151. And the Zohar there gives us the energy of the essence of what we spoke about today, about King David, who never had a positive dream, versus Achitophel, who never had a negative dream. And while we are connecting to this, and you're going to get also the recording on how to pronounce it with the text, so you can do it every night before you go to sleep. And this is not only going to improve your sleep, but it's also going to support you in improving your perception about dreams. That not all that is negative is necessarily negative. It can be a warning sign, it can be a cleansing, it can be a gift that comes in an ugly package, you know, but a gift in disguise. And not all the positive is necessarily just positive, you know, to tap on your shoulder. It's always for the sake of growth and inspiration. So by connecting to this, you will also add it to your sleep and dreams, this perception, but also to your day to day, that not everything that happens to you is, not everything that is challenging is like challenging, it's negative, and not everything that is positive, you should open a bottle of champagne and sit on the balcony and just have a nice drink.
So what you're saying is that we can use this for sure before we go to sleep, but maybe if we're in a situation where something negative is happening, we might be able to pull it out and just connect to it so that it helps us
Yes,
shift our
during the
thinking
day.
at that moment. I love it. It's like a
Yeah.
twofer. It's awesome.
Yes, exactly.
All right. And you can find all of the Something to Sleep On exercises, as well as all of our recordings and information about the language of dreams on all of our social media platforms. We are on Facebook at the Art of Spiritual Sleep group. We are on Instagram at the Art of Spiritual Sleep, and on YouTube at the Art of Spiritual Sleep. We're also on every podcast platform you can imagine. So please, if you are interested in learning more, tap into those resources. And if you've heard anything here today that got you excited or that you want to share, because remember, we want you to join our mission to help all 7,000,000,001 people in this world get the most out of their sleep and dream. So please, please feel free to share. If you have any questions, we love to hear from you. Please comment. We get back to you with answers to your questions. So feel free to comment. And also, if you would like or are interested in having a dream interpretation or the Art of Spiritual Sleep program, which helps you better your sleep, you can reach out to us at dreams@Kabbalah.com. Mordechay, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you for giving us so much insight. I'm very much looking forward to hearing more about each of the individual levels of dreams in the coming weeks. And we wish you all sweet dreams and very, very restful nights.
And as I say to my kids every night, it's schlufen time, time to go to sleep.
All righty. Take care.